You ever been out canoeing or paddling or rowing, and you decide you want to go upstream? So you just make your way up. You start paddling with as much effort as you've got, at least for that point in time. And you're sort of navigating the current coming against you. If you haven't done it, just imagine it. And at some point, you either reach your destination, or you get tired and you've had enough, and you let the boat sort of be turned around by the current, and then you start to make your way downstream. One is so much effort. Moving against the flow, and the other one, it just takes little ticks here and there, on the oar or on the paddle, to straighten yourself out. Anthony DeMello, who's a Jesuit and psychotherapist, Jesuit priest and psychotherapist who lived in India, wrote this little book called The Way of Love. And among all the books that he wrote, this was the last one. And it ends with this little chapter here. It's called The Ready. He quotes a passage from Matthew, "Therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you don't expect." What he talks about in this chapter is this idea that at some point in our life, each of us is looking for some sense of spirituality or holiness or God. Call it what you will. And that many of us spend a whole lifetime seeking it out. He says you buy this book or that, you consult this teacher, this guru. Always sort of looking or working on this matter of attaining or arriving at holiness. So he says, in the end, it's not so much about the effort of it. Morning, Darla. Not so much about the effort, but it's about the grace of it. Which pertains to so many areas of life, whether it's, work that we do, or whether it's relationships that we're in. When we try so hard to achieve something, it's like paddling upstream. But at some point along the way, there could be a little turn, and this movement toward, well, grace, or what he calls awareness. That over the course of our life, we find a way to surrender and to try to gain this awareness of things that are happening around us. Holiness, he says, is not an achievement. It's a grace called awareness, a grace called looking or observing or understanding. If you would only switch on the light of awareness and observe yourself and everything around you throughout the day, if you would see yourself reflected in the mirror of awareness, the way you see your face reflected in a looking glass that is accurately, clearly, exactly as it is without the slightest distortion or addition. And if you observe this reflection without any judgment or condemnation, you would experience all sorts of marvelous changes coming about in you. Only you will not be in charge of these changes, or be able to plan them in advance, or decide how and when they are to take place. It's the non-judgmental awareness alone that heals and changes and makes one grow. The non-judgmental awareness of what's going on. Something about our culture, it's about judgment, judgment, judgment. Maybe it's something about our religious traditions, if we've grown up in ones that hold on to this sense of judgmentality, thou shalt not. But isn't there more abundance and freedom and faithfulness if we can hold on to an awareness without judgment? So perhaps sometimes we get so tired of trying this effort or that effort. And we might imagine ourselves paddling or rowing upstream. Not that the upstream destination's unwanted or undesirable. But just for now, could we imagine letting go? And grace might carry us like so much current of a river. It takes a little adjustment here and a little tweak there. And perhaps we receive the gift at some point of not even knowing we're doing it, or not even knowing what it is. Just in the flow, the grace, the love, the fullness that is our life. Finding God in the times of COVID. Blessings on your day, November 21st.